Tasmania's newly formed Integrity Commission has hit the headlines again this week, this time because its start-up date was postponed. The government had been promising it would take complaints by the 1st of July. Now it will be October. A chief commissioner still hasn't been found and a board hasn't been established. Martin Cudahy spoke with the Commission's chief executive, Barbara Etter, about her role with the new body.
Barbara Etter, thanks for joining Stateline.
Thanks, Martin.
Tell me about your background with the police service in Western Australia.
Well, I've actually had a career that spanned the country, 5.5, 6 years with WA Police, but also with the New South Wales Police, the Northern Territory Police, and as the director of the Australasian Centre for Policing Research. So about 30 years worth of experience. So I've headed up 2 professional standards portfolios, both in WA and the NT, and more recently 3.5 years in charge of corruption prevention and investigation with the WA Police, which required me to work closely with the CCC.
What do you think is the aim of the Integrity Commission in Tasmania?
The primary thrust is really one of prevention, education and advice, but clearly there will be a need for complaint assessment and investigation as well.
Now, this role won't be an easy one. Why did you decide to take it on?
I obviously like a challenge, but I think I've got ideal qualifications and experience to make a difference and to help instil that public trust and confidence that is required here in Tasmania.
You mentioned that public trust and confidence. Regardless of whether it's right or wrong, there seems to be an impression in the Tasmanian community that corruption does exist at some levels. What are your initial thoughts?
Well, I think corruption exists in any profession or organisation to a certain extent. Lawyers, doctors, they've all been tainted with misconduct and corruption. I'm certainly coming to Tasmania with a very open mind, and I'm in a sort of an intelligence information gathering phase at the present time.
Is it your impression, though, that the community does feel that there is some level of corruption here?
Well, I don't think they would have established an Integrity Commission if they weren't concerned about the level of trust and confidence within the community.
Do you think it will be easy to allay those concerns?
I think it'll be a challenge, but certainly one that I'm very keen on community engagement, getting the message out, increasing ethical awareness, ethical sensitivity, but also it's not a matter of picking off individuals one by one. It's a matter of looking at some of the public institutions and attacking systems and culture. It's not generally just a bad apple. There's some reason why corruption's been allowed to flourish.
You mentioned there attacking systems. What do you mean by that?
Oh, well, organisational reviews, for example, is one idea I have at the present time, where we go in and, using methodologies that have been used elsewhere, check out the ethical health of an organisation, the culture and the systems. What ethics training do they have? How are they handling complaints and issues of misconduct or external complaints?
Now, the Commission has a broad range of powers, including search and seizure of documents and computers, and also surveillance and listening devices. How will this work be carried out?
Well, we'll be getting skilled and experienced investigators to work, and obviously we'll have to work within the legislative framework and take a cautious and considered approach to the use of those sorts of powers.
Do you expect that they'll be used widely?
A bit early to tell. Depends on what comes through the door when we open soon, and also what own motion investigations we may take on.
What was your reaction when you found out, and I presume it was this week, that the Commission won't receive those complaints until October?
I can understand the need to take a bit of time to make sure everything is in place so that we can deal with those complaints properly when they do arrive at the Commission. It's not just a matter of saying we're open for business. The Act says that the complaint has to be made in writing in a form approved by the Board, and of course that has not been done yet, nor has the complaint register been approved by the Board. And you need to have proper policies and procedures in place, and staff who are trained in complaint assessment.
But what was your personal reaction when you heard that it would be delayed by several months?
I understood the situation entirely. I'm glad actually that I've got a bit of time to recruit the right staff and get everything in place, get the premises finished so that we can be fully functional on 1 October.
You're looking forward to the point when that happens, I presume?
Yes, very much so.
Barbara Etter, thank you for joining the program.
Thank you, Martin.